So when I moved to California, I was very pleased with all of my skills as a psychotherapist. I'd been doing it since 1978. I was state licensed, and it's now 1986, I believe, when I went to California. And I'm sitting in the plane, and I don't know whether I heard a voice or a thought presented itself. This is the stuff we can't find answers for. But I'm suddenly aware of the statement, there's something more. Thinking, something more? What in the world could that be? But it stuck. And then I went to California, I was doing my job, and then like all professions, we have to have continuing education units. So we go on these various conferences, and some of them are quite boring, but we do the best we can, and we need to collect the new information that's being put out. I meet a woman who said she just came back from the most exciting weekend of her life. And this was where? From the Academy for Guided Imagery. And I suddenly felt that a light bulb went off inside me. The Academy for Guided Imagery. I said, you've got to tell me when the next one is. That's where I want to go. And she kept her word, and I went 3 months later. And I found this to be the most exciting type of therapy that I had ever done or experienced. Because what it is, instead of me trying to find out from the client what's going on, the client has an opportunity to talk to itself, your inner advisor, which is your source of wisdom. An image will form. I don't know what it's going to be. The client doesn't know what it's going to be. I just say, allow an image to form that represents, because the eyes are closed, and an image forms. Okay, thank it for coming, ask it why it came, and now you're in a conversation. I'm taking it all down in speed writing so I can be sure not to miss anything that the inner advisor is saying. Now, it doesn't have to be the inner advisor. Say you have a pain in your shoulder that's been bothering you and bothering you. You've gone to the doctors and they assure you there's nothing physically wrong. So I say allow an image to form that represents the pain in your shoulder or your shoulder. Now you're going to be talking to your shoulder. And the shoulder's going to say, well, I don't like what you're doing, blah, 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 blah. It starts to tell you what it wants you not to do. You either listen or you don't. And I try to get agreement between the client and their shoulder. But the point is you get information. I don't know how in the world else you would get this information. If there's nothing physically wrong, then clearly this is a good way. You're talking to your body and your body's telling you what it needs. And when it says what it needs, I always ask the client, are you willing to do that? Because it has to be a two-way agreement. And when they say, oh, well, okay, I said, well, if you're not sure, then you have to ask the body some more questions. Get to the point where they agree. And from that point on, the pain starts releasing. And it sounds like magic, except we have to accept the fact that our bodies are magic. We're loaned this body for this time around. And when it disappears, we don't. But I'm not going to get into that this time around.